Hello and welcome to episode 28 of The Whole Story. So today I'm joined by Paul, and Paul is going to show us how to issue a Section 74 overrun warning.
Yes, indeed you do. I mean, not just that, Charlotte. I am going to take you through the whole process, soup to nuts. So here I am. I'm on the permit page, the permit details page, and I've identified a job that I wish to issue a Section 74 overrun warning on. Now, I could be a inspector, or I could be back in the office and an inspector has told me that there's this overrun to issue. Either way, what I'm going to do now is issue a Section 74 overrun warning. This overrun is in the footway and the carriageway. Let's just say it's outside 27 for argument's sake. When did I see it? To buy myself a bit of breathing room, I'm going to say yesterday, just for the purpose of this exercise. You guys are going to have to bear with me a little bit here because we're compressing something that takes kind of months down into minutes, guys. And overrun warning reason. In this case, there's more than 5 SLG items left on site. You see, I can pick multiple ones, including some that are contradictory. That is deliberate. You know, we trust our users, Charlotte, and we have left it in their hands to, choose the right reasons and those that don't contradict. So, overrun warning details. Excavation still open. Officer name S Works. Phone number. Yes, I do want to schedule a follow-up. I want to go out here, let's say today at 15 o'clock. Attach files. You would normally, I strongly recommend, but we'll say no for this exercise. That is the usual file upload journey. And it's as easy as that. I am going to issue this overrun warning. Beautiful, beautiful. So that is out there in the world now. So I have to go and log in as a promoter to be able to see said overrun. So where would I do that? On my overrun warnings page, of course. I can turn on my filters and I'm only interested in the ones that came in today. All the others are old news. So there we go. There's the 2 that we've had in today. And what I can do is I can respond to it. So it's just come in. This is the first I've heard of it. And I just want to let my own organisation know, as much as anything, that I've seen it. You know, there could be 2 of us in the team. I'm going to say received overrun warning. That has been updated to warning received status. Now what I can do is either dispute it. Reason for dispute, you'll see that isn't optional, that's compulsory. Enter a reason for dispute. Or I can mark it as site visited, works closed. Now, we didn't pick those words by accident, guys. You're not saying overrun warning accepted or anything like that. You know, you're just saying that you've been to site at some point and you've seen that the works are now closed. You're not committing to anything at this stage, you know. No one would expect you to. So I'm going to mark this job as site visited, works closed. There we go. And you can see that the promoter response that you saw before has been overwritten by this latest one. So we're only showing you on this screen the most recent of the responses. So I need to log out now and go back in as a highway authority.
Paul, a common question we get asked, perhaps you can address, is this a legal requirement to use this?
So long-time viewers might remember, Charlotte, that we did the consultation last summer, and it's very close to being in a position where we can put out the results of that consultation. So if that consultation, the overrun part, is a goer, then from 2023 it would be a legal requirement. So not as from the 1st of April 2022, no, not a legal requirement, but I would expect, Street Manager, the API developers, everyone's gone to a lot of effort to start getting, get these ready for the 1st of April. So I would really hope that we move to a situation where every local authority is putting their warnings through as in this format rather than the old one. So I'm now the Highway Authority, and I have seen this site clear. Like I say, a day has gone past now, and I can say at this point, I can withdraw the overrun at this point. I can mark it as disputed, which I would do if I know that the promoters disputed it, but they haven't done it on Street Manager. That's all that's there for. Overrun charges ended. So I saw it clear. I know that the promoter has already said site visited, works closed. I want to see it with my own eyes, guys. So let's say I saw it clear at 10 o'clock this morning. Mark site as clear. Lovely. Okay, so once again, bear with me. I know that the draft invoice doesn't get issued, the same day or a day later. A couple of weeks or however long has gone by. I'm sending out this month's batches of draft invoices, whatever it might be. Draft invoice issued. And another common question we get, actually, Charlotte, is, does this count as the account in writing? Yes, this is as good as sending an email to me. It's brings everything into Street Manager as well, which is exactly what we wanted. Number of days overrun, we'll do 1 in this case. I don't know why I've picked such a boring one. I think it's because of the timescales we're dealing with. We'll do SM3. Breakdown of charges. It's only 1 day, so it's not required. But what we want you to do here is exactly what we do in this example text, actually. 1 day, Charlotte, we want to bring in the ability to auto-calculate the number of days and the cost. But until we do that, this little field here is your chance to say, exactly what it says here: 3 days at 5,000, 2 days at 10,000, or whatever it might be. Save draft invoice details. There we go. And what options do I have now as a highway authority? Mark as resolved or withdraw. That withdraw is always there. So I'm going to sign out here and go back in as the promoter and see what my options are. So here I've got the option to mark it as received. And once again, this is workflow essentially for people managing their overruns. So I'm going to mark it as received. And now I can update it to under review. And people have said to us, oh, isn't that too many statuses and updates? But again, you don't have to make use of this if you don't want to. But when I mark it as reviewing, I know that it's not just sitting in the in tray, it's actually being looked at. Charge reviewed. Charge reviewed means I've done everything that I need to do. I've sent it off to the highway authority as either accepted or, we've had the charges meeting and come to some sort of arrangement. So I can mark it as charge reviewed. And that covers it as the promoter. That's as far as I can take it. So I'll now go back in as the highway authority. Go back into my list, choose the job, and you can see, Charlotte, that I've got the exact same options as I did. So if the promoter chooses not to do any of that stuff, it doesn't change your life as the highway authority whatsoever. You can still come in now, mark it as resolved, number of days overrun. So maybe it was 10 and you agreed it was 7 in the end or whatever it was. Final agreed amount, that of course may or may not be different from the charge that came in originally under the draft. Invoice reference. So you might know what the invoice is already. You know, maybe you've sent it off to finance and finance have come back to you saying, you know, DFT 003 has already been is raised and is out there. That might be the point that you wish to update this. Mark as resolved. And there you go, Charlotte. We have, and again, bear with me, guys. You know, I've shown you something that if you've ever lived this life, you know can drag on for weeks. I've shown you it in just a few minutes. So it might feel like there's a lot going on there, but when you spread it out over the course of several months or weeks, it's not so bad. The other thing worth saying, Charlotte, let's just go back to my list page while I'm here and enjoy that. Available at the click of a button, of course, in our new navigation section. What I wanted to say was the amounts of money involved are only viewable by someone who is a Streetworks admin. So that was done very deliberately, and we've had some highway authorities say to us, "Oh, well, I'll have to make all my team Streetworks admins then." That's fine. Yeah, that's probably what I would have done, to be honest. But we had some very specific requests from particularly promoters around having control over who could see that amount of money. Currently, it's not visible to contractors. We have an update pending early in the next phase, which starts in April, to enable users to give access to contractors to be able to see the amounts of money as well, just in case you're the sort of organization that has a partnership with your contractor and shares everything with them and, you know, lets them do the same kind of functionality as you do. I know some people work like that. So that's coming online, Charlotte. I think that concludes a little whistle-stop tour through section 74.
Thank you for clarifying that, Paul. And I think it would be very helpful for our users to see that full user journey from start to finish. You can catch us on the next episode of The Whole Story.